Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. Take a look at CHTR. This is all data monthly. Want to touch on a few things. You got this low here, a major low in 2011, where we see the stock come and bounce back and hold above RSI 50. There's another low here. It comes to test the 50 level, doesn't even get to that level, bounces above it, and that's a good entry. Stock's done well since then. So that's a good way of gauging that a stock is still interested in making new highs. Now let's take a look at another aspect, which is 61.8. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a line right there at about 61.8. You guessed it. And here what we see is uniform action below 61.8 and back above it. It's the uniform action that makes this work like magic. This was a good entry there. You got uniform action below 61.8 and back above it for this re-entry somewhere there. Now, so that's 61.8. Now, there's another way of looking at 61.8. So we know that 61.8 is pretty much between 100 and 0, right? We know that. And of course we have 50 coming here. So that's your 50 line. Okay, now 61.8 between 50 and 100 happens to be at 69.1. Hope that makes sense. Let me try this another way. So let's pretend this is the RSI, and we're going to draw a line at 0. So that's 0, and this is 50, and then let's draw this here at 100. Right? So we know that 61.8 between 0 and 100 is going to be somewhere here. That's 61.8. Now, if you use the Fibonacci tool, 61.8 between 50 and 100 happens to be at about, in fact, it is exactly at 69.1. Not about, but it's exactly at 69.1. It's going to be somewhere, let's call it there. That's also a magic area. So back to the stock chart again. Something magical happens to stocks when they move above that 69.1 threshold. So in this chart, it's going to be somewhere there. For all intents and purposes, it's pretty much, most charts will show you 70, but I think what they are aiming for is 69.1. They just don't know it. But you'll notice that when a stock jumps above 69.1 and holds above it, momentum increases to the upside. Which is another way of saying that when you are looking at a stock and it is above 69.1, you pretty much want to stay in there as long as you can, because the momentum is going to be good. There's going to be a tendency to keep holding on to gains, recovering very quickly, and also there's going to be a tendency for an increase in price action. So above 69.1, you want to stay long. So I want to touch on those levels. We looked at 50, RSI 50, and then we looked at RSI 61.8 between 0 and 100, and we looked at RSI 61.8 between 50 and 100, which is 100, which is pretty much at 69.1. Understanding these levels does help you pretty much appreciate what's going on day to day, week to week, month to month in a stock's tendency either to move up or to move down. Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. ERC.